Hi there, Maggie here again with the latest edition of Thoughts from a Changing Mind. It's been a couple of months since I did the last one, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute. Thanks again to the local radio station, KBRP LP 96.1 Bisbee, for letting me use their studio to get some quiet space. I must say ahead of time that obviously any of my views or opinions are not anything to do with KBRP LP 96.1 Bisbee or kbrplp.com. These are purely mine, so I just need to get that disclaimer out there. Just there's no problems with that. I wanted to start, as I see, we're now into a new year, and with that gives us the opportunity to reflect on the last year and look forward to the new one. It's been, shall we say, a tumultuous 2025 to say the least. Lots and lots of pressures on our people, and more things generally for everybody, just making things much more difficult and concerning and frightening. At the same time, there's been some high spots, because you can look back and see how, despite everything, people have actually rallied around together and are starting to push back, and that's starting to have some momentum. Now, there's no doubt that things are going to get darker before they get lighter again, but the fact that people are sticking together is a huge step in the right direction. From a personal point of view, it's been a year of change. I've got involved with lots of different things, and the main one actually being the radio station here. One of the reasons I haven't done a video recently is because I've been training to actually have a radio show of my own, which was big news for me, and hopefully in about a week and a half the first episode will air. So if you're interested, obviously keep your eyes and ears open, and hopefully in a couple of weeks or so the show will be available. So go to kbrplp.com and you should be able to find it. Looking forward, as I say, there's that to look forward to, and a lot of other different things that are coming up this year. But when it comes to thinking about ourselves and what we want to do, a new year really allows us to think that how far have we come and where do we want to go? And I think I've touched on this many times, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but I think sometimes it bears repetition, in that you sometimes lose track of how far you've come, and sometimes it's beneficial to look back and see where you started, and see what you've achieved and how far you've come. But also, it's sometimes it can remind you of your roots, which you're actually trying to forget in some respects. Although we're all a sum of our life's experiences, at the same time, there are some things that we would rather just put to one side and forget about. So it's always a bit of a mixed blessing when you look at that kind of exercise. Like I say, it can show you how far you've come, but at the same time remind you of things you didn't want to remember. But it's also good, I think, to remind yourself of some of the blessings that has been given to you in the past year. Now, I understand that for some people, those blessings may be few and far between, but nonetheless, the fact that we've still got through to the end of another year and we're starting on a new one shows that we survived. And although that survival might be really, really hard work, we did it. We made it. And I'm sure there were times in the past year where you've seriously doubted whether you ever would make it. But you're here. And I hope you're stronger, and I hope you're more confident. And sometimes we just have to remind ourselves of that, in that when we thought it was the darkest, we actually found a strength within just to keep going, just to keep moving forward. And even though we may not realize those steps are actually steps forward. You look back on it and you realize, if nothing else, it enabled you to survive. And when you look forward to the year to come, again, you've got to balance that with, you may want to dream big, may have some huge ambitions, but at the same time, you don't want to be a slave to those ambitions or put pressure on yourself. Now, it's good in some respects to have these goals, and it'll maybe drive you forward. It depends on your personality type. But at the same time, it could also put so much pressure on you that you can't enjoy the journey. So it's a, as I say again, a bit of a mixed blessing when you're looking forward as well, in that you have to balance it between, yes, there are things I want to do and things I hope to achieve, but at the same time, what do I want to do today? How do I survive today? What are my blessings for today? And then, if I'm lucky enough to get through today, what do we do tomorrow? It's, break down each thing into small steps with achievable steps that at the end of the day, you can take the wins. You can actually say, yeah, I did well today. And if you had a bad day, then just say, well, I had a bad day, but I made it through. And God willing, we wake up tomorrow and we can have a better day. There's always opportunity and hope if you're blessed with another day. And I think that we sometimes, as I say, imprison ourselves with our ambitions and our goals. Like I said, it's great to have them to drive you forward, but at the same time, you've got to keep it focused. You've got to keep it in perspective as to where you are today, so that you can get through today, and you can also have the time to sit back and count your blessings as you go. It could be the temptation that you say, oh, I've got so far to go to get to my goal, that you get down about that and you don't realize, well, yeah, actually, I put something in place today that's going to get me to my goal. And maybe still got a long way to go, but that step I took was very influential and very important. So I think what this is all coming down to is just have the ability to look backwards and forwards in the wider scale, but do that in a very general way. Don't allow it to either drag you down or put pressure on you. Use it just to put everything else into context, and use it to put what you're going through today into context. In that, look how far you've come and what steps you're going to do today. Look how you survived, and maybe that'll help you survive today. And take the blessings of today, of what you were going to do, what you have achieved, to enable you to get further forward tomorrow. And it's those little things that all add up. And if you realize that you've had 2 or 3 or 4 days where you've just been talking about blessings, then suddenly you find that your life is surrounded with blessings and you're smiling more often than not. So choose confidence, choose happiness, choose hope, because overall it will drive us forward. And we can learn the lessons of the past, but just appreciate the now to drive you to the future. Anyway, I think that'll do for now, but lovely to speak to you again. Thanks for listening, as always. Subscribe, like, share, comment if you want to. That would be marvellous. The main thing with the new year, Happy New Year to you all, is, again, stay safe, stay well, stay happy, and be kind to others just as you wish them to be kind to you. So until the next time, big hugs from me, and take care. Bye for now.